Hi, I'm Danielle with Ribbon Storage and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be making one of the cards from our Platinum and Royal Blue card kit. I like this card. It's a little more simple, no embellishments, so it's perfect for the man in your life. Let's get started. We're going to put together the card front using these two Nina brand cardstock papers. They have a little bit of a linen finish to them. This one is already embellished. It comes embossed, in the card kit. We're going to go ahead and stick these two together. This is a gray Nina brand cardstock. And center those up. And then we're going to add our ribbon. I've got this really beautiful 2-inch, they call it haute couture satin. It's a double-faced ribbon. We're going to go ahead and just measure that out. Give yourself enough of a leeway to wrap it around. You can tell it's really scientific how I measure these out. And then we're going to add the adhesive to the back. There really isn't a front and a back on this ribbon because that's why they call it double-faced. But I'm adding probably a little bit more adhesive than I need to because I'm going to show you this really cool thing. As I center that and lay that out, look at how when I flatten that onto it, it picks up the texture of that emboss underneath. It just adds that extra layer of luxury and depth to the card. I love that. So on the satin ones, they have a tendency to pick up that texture. So I always put a little bit of extra adhesive on my satin ribbons when I'm using an embossed page underneath it. Next, we're going to grab the silver. This is a 3/8-inch silver picot ribbon. This is also a double-faced satin, so there's no front or back on this one. And we're going to make this fun little knot here. And all I did was literally tie a square knot in it. I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive to that side so I can lay it down and just position it exactly like I want it. I love using the 1/4 inch adhesive because it allows me to use my tape gun on this ribbon that's a little more narrow. Sometimes if you have too wide of a dispenser or a tape adhesive, it's harder to use on this narrow ribbon, but look how great that works. Now I'm going to use my 4mm, they call this silver with black dot trim. We're just going to tie the knots in it. I like to tie them first so I can make sure I've got enough trim, enough of the ribbon, and that it's exactly where I want it to be. And you can put these knots wherever you want. I mean, it's all a matter of opinion, right? And which place you think it looks best. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and adhere my satin and my picot to the back. I'm going to add a little bit of extra adhesive here on this side. And then just take your card front and use that edge of the card front to fold it over, tack it down. It makes it so much easier. It's so hard to try to line it up if you're holding it like this. That's my little cheat, is just folding it over. Now we're gonna do the adhesive along the top and the bottom here because this ribbon or this trim is so narrow, it's really hard to put any adhesive on. So I'm just going to tack it at the top and the bottom on the back. So make sure it's laying the way I want it to. And if you want, you can add some glue to this to have it lay down really tight. I like that it lifts a little bit. It adds that extra depth to it. Okay, that's the first one. And then the next one is right here. Well, I have to remember which way we did it. Okay. That's the hazard of doing it first. Okay. Then we're going to tack that one on right here to the back. Oops, and that's lifting. So guess what I'm going to do? It's the good and the bad of your double sticky tape is that sometimes you can lift up and move it, but then sometimes it moves when you don't want it to. So guess what? We're going to tack it down as we go. Okay. Now that one's right where I want it. I'm going to tack that onto the back and then secure it with a little additional adhesive. And then we've got this one. And I like it to have a little bit of a weaved look. So I'm going to put this one underneath and keep that on top. And I'll add a little more adhesive to the sides here. And then just position that where I want it. With these, it's all about the knot. Where do you want the knot to be? All right. And we'll wrap that around. There we go. If you don't like them or any of them are crooked, you can pull them up and re-stick them, but those all look pretty good. I'm gonna add an extra adhesive to the back so we can put it to our card base. Make sure you hit all your corners so that it sticks down flat. And there we go. Now I like to attach it. This is a vertical card, but I like to attach it horizontally. So the one thing I always have to do is make sure that I'm holding it and attaching it the right way. I have mistakenly attached it the wrong way. So I always double check that before I put the card face to the card front to the card base. There we go. We are done. Look how fast that was. Now make sure, I'm sure there's someone in your life that you need to send a card to. Throw a message in there and send it out in the mail. We have a tendency of making these great cards and then we shove them in the drawer somewhere. So don't save it, send it. And if you're interested in the entire Platinum and Royal Blue card kit, you can find it at my Etsy store. You can get there by going to ribbonstorage.com. And for those of you who are already loyal Ribbon Storage customers and you already have my ribbon spools, you could have gotten them on Amazon or Etsy. Just check in your email or your Etsy message box and you'll be able to find a 30% off code that works on any of my card kits. Thank you so much.